what you're going to find in 200 to 300 pages. They're a nightmare to read. And everybody says, well, I'm going to have my attorney review it. You can. You know, you're going to pay them to sit there and read a 300-page document at $250 an hour, and they can't make any changes. So, you know, that's always a personal choice whether you want to spend money. Yes?
I guess I don't understand when you said they have difficulty obtaining real estate.
Particularly with brick and mortar places, and I keep coming back to Menchie's. Menchie's is a great example. If you go in, not only will they'll only put their stores about 2 or 3 miles away from each other, there may not be a retail location that fits their model. They need 1,500 square feet. They want 50 to 60,000 cars an hour. It's got to be Class A. It's got to have an anchor tenant. So they have very specific guidelines. Battery Giant, another one, but they require a Class B retail. They don't require a Class A. So they'll be probably a little bit easier. So some of them, particularly in the retail stuff, is really problematic. Mostly in the food stuff. So here's again steps. Do the lifestyle, determine what industries get you excited, look at the companies within that market or markets, engage in a conversation with the franchise company, you get the FTD, understand it, you start validation calls, you do the interview questionnaire, just talking. Yes, sir?
Can you back up? You were saying something about a Class A and a Class B?
Yeah.
Location or type of building?
Commercial real estate, for example, if you were to look at the Pavilion in Port Orange, brand new, high-end, that would be defined as a Class A retail space. Rents are going to be $35 a square feet. There are very specific restrictions on what can go in there. You go to maybe a strip mall that would be on Dunlawton, for example, where it may be a nice center with maybe 8 stores in there that would probably be considered a Class B location.
For example? I know Pavilion, but I wouldn't know a Class B if I...
You drive any of the cross streets, a major corridor where you see a strip mall, where you'll see there'll be an Allstate, there'll be a Tijuana Flats, there'll be a Batteries Plus, and a frozen yogurt place. So you tend to see franchises tend to co-locate because if it's good for one, it's good for others, and landlords love franchise owners because they know they're going to get paid, and they almost always have a 10-year lease because it's part of the franchise agreement. So landlords love franchises.
So is there a Class C and a Class D?
Well, industrial space. Yeah.
When you go through these steps in the process, how much time and money can you spend just going through the process?
You won't spend a nickel.
You won't?
No. There's no money transacted with any of this. It's all about educating yourself as quickly or as slowly as you want. So franchisors are very interested in hearing about you. Sometimes they'll slow the pace down because they want to find out a little bit more, or many times they don't have an available territory, or they're trying to create something for you. So there's no money transacts until you sign a franchise agreement. I shouldn't say that. Typically, a discovery day, when you're going to go out and visit their company headquarters, franchisors are going to want you to pay for that. They'll pay a portion of it. They may give you a $600 stipend or a $1,000 stipend to go out and get on an airplane and spend 2 days in a hotel out in California. And they don't do that because they don't have the money. They want to make sure that you have some skin in the game. So if you're willing to write a check for $600 just to go out there, more than likely they know that you're a serious interest. Otherwise, people would just go to discovery days because they want a vacation. Yes.
What happens if a person owns a franchise and it's doing well, but say the primary individual dies? Are those resold, or what happens in that?
They're sold just the same way any traditional business would be. Sometimes they use outside traditional business brokers. Sometimes they handle it internally through the franchise world. A lot of franchises that go for resale get bought by other franchisees. So they'll make it available to their current franchisees first, usually, internally. That's why you'll never see a Dunkin' Donuts for sale or resale, because they only sell them in 5-packs. So you have to buy 5 locations, and if that 5-pack was going up, the other guys buy them. That's why Burger Kings get bought at McDonald's, because they just roll them up. You got 5, you might as well have 10. So they make them available to their current franchisees first. Sometimes they go out on the open market through business brokers. The most likely scenario is that they're made available through resale through the franchise company. Yeah, it happens. It happens. And again, one of the things that you'll see, a great test, if you want to see, one of the litmus tests for me for a successful franchise is how many resales are actually there. See, I want to buy those franchises, those types of franchises that there aren't a lot of resales. People are holding them because they're doing well and making money. If you were looking at something here in Daytona, as an example, I would go to Austin, Texas, or Dallas, and go on to Biz Buy Sell. It's the national business broker site, and look for franchises for sale. Handyman Matters, Win Home Inspection in Houston, Texas, and see what comes up. You see 6 resales in one market, there's a little something wrong there. If you see none, I'm feeling pretty good.
When you talk about the market or stores like success and franchise, and you say then they go find real estate for it, a place for it, that's separate? It's all real estate included?
The site selection is included. The franchisor provides that because they want to make sure you're in a successful location.
But you're paying the market.
Yes, you're signing the lease for it. So and all that's after. So that's basic operating expenses.
That's all.
Good question.
With franchise, at what point does it make, or does it take something, that's the question, to start a franchise and maybe looking at selling a foot?
Starting your own franchise?
Well, purchasing a franchise, does it make sense to buy those at home or sell them a foot?
So I don't really understand the question. Does it make sense to buy?
To buy from, looking at a franchise, as opposed to your own business, does it make sense to buy a franchise or selling it eventually?
Sure. Oh yeah. It's a great strategy. A lot of people buy 3-packs and 5-packs on franchises with the full intent that they're going to sell one. I'll give you a great example. If you buy a 3-pack for a particular franchise, whether it's a day spa or a frozen yogurt or an automotive shop, and you buy a 3-pack. So you buy that first one, you get open, you get operational, you run it for a year or two, because they're usually about a 4-year development agreement to get the rest of them built out. So now I pay $300,000, I get my franchise open, it's operating, I follow the rules, everything's great, humming along, I'm making money, business is now worth $650. Cash the first one out, now I get $650 liquid capital, I'll go open the other 2. So they'll buy the 3-pack knowing that they're going to end up with 2. So they sell the first one, build the other 2 out with the money they made off the first one. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. That happens a lot. It's a great strategy. And people that buy multiple units almost always look at that. So they'll sell the first one, open the other 2 or the other 4, keep those, or if they don't, they may not have to. If there's enough cash flow going out of there, they just keep all 3.